So welcome back to our lecture on cognitive distortion thinking. So we're going to go into the worksheet. So if you have the CBT Toolbox workbook, it's on pages 49 to 50 in the workbook. If you don't have it, don't worry. I will post it on the Google Classroom. If those of you who are watching this on YouTube, just email me to the email that I have at the end, and I'll be more than happy to email you that worksheet. So the following questions are designed to help you identify your distorted thoughts, specifically related to stress. Remember, these thoughts will often fit into the category of shoulding or fortune-telling statements or personalization. So if you want to look back at the slides again, just to refresh your memory on where to find it, just remember that last slide that we talked about. So this is what you're going to do. So underneath this statement, so the first question is, when blank triggers. So remember how we talked about our triggers in Tool 1? So kind of look back at those triggers and just remind yourself. So maybe pick a trigger. So when when someone's late happens and I feel blank. So the feelings, that's the Tool 2 worksheet, so you'll look back on that. So when someone is late happens and I feel annoyed, what am I usually telling myself? It's like, so what am I telling myself? So what is like that kind of like thinking going on? So for example, like when someone is running late happens and I feel annoyed, what I'm usually telling myself is like, oh, they don't care about the time they're giving me. That's why they're late. So that's like an example. So the next one is, this is fun if you're an artistic person. If I were in a cartoon, what would my bubble above my head be saying? So that's like kind of like the bubble in the head where it's like when I'm telling myself, it's like about this person being late is like, oh, they don't care about me. They don't care about my time. That's why they're late. So if there were the next one, and this one will make more sense on the next slide. So if there were a tape recorder in my head recording every thought, what would it be saying when someone pushed play? So just thinking of like, if that tape recorder of your mind and someone could press play, what would they be hearing? And I'll explain more on the next slide. So example, it's called this thoughts feeling awareness log. So like, for example, there'll be two sections. I felt and because I thought blank . So for example, I felt overwhelmed because I thought this is too much. I can't do it. I felt tense because I thought she's probably going to yell at me any second now. So you kind of feel like you have the feeling and then the thoughts happening. So this is the awareness log. And that's an example how you're going to do it. You're going to come up with your more like feelings and then what was the thought after it. So questions about identification and distorted thoughts. So if you have any questions about the assignment or any other questions about the cognitive thinking we were talking about, feel free to email me your answers and questions. And next lesson I could share with the group. If you don't want me to share your answers, because I know sometimes our thoughts are a little bit, we want to keep it private, just put private in the subject section. And email me at selfcare.encore@gmail.com. In the subject section, put self-care class. And the reference, so for the cognitive distortions that we were talking about, it's from this gentleman here. It's actually from a Psych Central website. So there's the website if you want to see more information. And that is the end of our lecture, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a good rest of the week and weekend, and please feel free to email me if you have any questions or you want more clarification. Thank you.